Welcome back to Enigmatica 2 Expert Mode, and I've rebuilt a few things and some comments from people from last episode, so I want to just cover through those things. First of all, I've moved the mob crusher back out of the wall. You can see the wall is complete now, aside from where the vacuum hopper is, just in case of emergencies. Which means, just like for the wither, I can build this outside of a wall and it will project through the wall just fine and kill things beyond it. Which means I don't need to worry about the mob crusher being destroyed. Same thing for the wither builder. We'll come onto that in a second, but for the moment this is going to work just fine as before. Everything is connected. Down here I do have about 500 buckets of 484 buckets of essence. Now there's a problem with that in that that only works when I'm near to the basically the farm, the mob farm. It's over 128 blocks away, which means it basically the cursed earth stops at that point. That's intentional. I don't think that's any kind of bug. So we're going to need another form of essence that will continue working when the mob farm isn't. So I just wanted to see here if I can actually pull the seeds out of this rather than the wheat, or at least I'll have the wheat as well, but the seeds will be good just basically want both of them. So let's just put an ender chest down here, and I'm going to set this up with a filter and a item conduit. So let's just put the item conduit down, and then this is going to be an insert filter, so I'm going to set that up. And then up here I'm just going to grab some seeds, and I'm going to say I want to only allow a whitelist of seeds. Now if I turn you on, extract, that's never active, always active, and turn you on, will you start pulling the seeds? No. That's annoying. I want it to pull the seeds. In that case, if we can't do that, what we're going to have to do is just switch over to wheat or carrots or something like that, and that should be easy enough. So if I just change this out for a second, let me just get rid of you. Okay, and I swap it with this ender chest. Okay. This is going to just need amending, which means I just need to pull this out. Which means it should now start outputting all the wheat. Yep, all of that's going to go away, and it's go in here. See, it's building up. Great. Now, if there's any way to get the seeds out of here, do let me know. I don't think there is, but hey, that's fine. We can work around it. Because this is the seeds what we use to feed chickens in the chicken farm. Instead, what we can do is feed cattle or something like that with wheat and have them be basically duplicated up by the whole process. So that's going to be fine. We can do it a little bit better than that if we just get a mob duplicator, I guess. Not a mob duplicator. What is it called? The mob... what used to be called safari nets. First page, mob imprisonment tool. There we go. Yep, we can grab one. We can go and grab some cattle and duplicate that up quite easily, and then think about maybe setting this up in here if we wanted to, or in this side. Either way, we have a space to actually set this up. So we'd probably need some grass in here or something like that. And then we'd look at what our setup is for the chicken farm and reproduce it over here. Or indeed, we can just reuse the chicken farm. May as well just get rid of the chickens. I'm just going to take out the seeds from this thing and just dump those back in the system. Let's just get those sorted. And then we'll just get another piece of Ender IO conduit, item conduit that is. I've only got one left. That should be changed fairly soon. This is going to be an insert side. And then this side is going to be an extract always active. And that should start feeding in wheat. It does. Okay. Now we have a mob imprisonment tool here. I've picked up one of the chickens just in case we need it in the future. I'm just going to dump that back in the system so we can restore it just using, whatever else we want. That's going to go away along with some other bits and pieces, along with just raw chicken that just happens to be just in my inventory for no apparent reason. And then we have a mob imprisonment tool with a skeleton. That's not what I actually want. I want the... do I have a cow? I think I already put it in place. Let's go back to the pyramid. And I've turned off the ender tether for the moment. And I just need to make sure I turn off this crusher. It is actually turned off. And I think I already have some, golden lassos. Lasso, however you pronounce that. Yep, I've got two of them. So that should be easy enough for me to transport a couple of things. and then we'll just turn on our duplicator. And that gives me some Frisian cows, which should then be able to breed, hopefully. Yep, few Frisian cows and bulls, etc. I'm not sure if they need specific, you know, whether you need actual bull and a cow, but hey, we'll just grab them anyway. Couldn't find any of the normal cattle because just the Enigmatica mod replaces so many of them that just finding regular cattle is regular cows is a bit of an exercise. So I decided to go for these for now, and we can always replace them later. Easy enough to do. I am going to need to get some more experience because this Ender book works on experience. And let's just put down one there and one there. They're maybe a little bit big for this pen, but they should be automatically start be breeding once they get past their yeah, they're both well fed. Does that mean they won't breed? Yeah, maybe I do actually have to look for cattle. That's be unfortunate if so, but I'll go and check and let's see what that actually does. So I went and found a vanilla cow, and immediately I put them down. They immediately bred, which is good. We're going to want to have this system just set them up to breed constantly until basically this animal feeder won't actually produce any more. Once that happens, this pen's going to be pretty full, but at the same time, it should then let us feed offspring. Hello, Enderman. Offspring into this little basically yard where it's crushed, turned into essence like this, and then of course we can feed that wherever we want, including into another ender tank, or rather into an ender tank where we move from over there. It's going to take a little while to actually do, so I'm going to just assume that that's going to actually happen off camera, and I don't need to cover it anymore. I'll probably show it once it's, you know, up and running properly. Anyway, before we go on to something else, let's just quickly take a look at our wither killing area. First of all, I want to just switch out the cows with wither skeletons again because I need some more. I need some more wither skulls to demonstrate this. There goes our cows. Let's just switch this back out. So there's our wither skeletons, and let's turn on our crusher out here. Always active. Okay, at which point we can go and go to this side. And we're good to go. Okay, so that's going to use up a whole bunch of essence, but it's okay because we're going to get, hopefully, yep, lots of stuff out of it, which will then get exported and pushed into our system. I'm not going to worry about an intermediary chest or anything like that because we have this now, just receiving stuff. So that's going to work its way through. There's also going to be lots of stuff that, yep, the vacuum hopper is going to pick up because this thing can't. It needs to get rid of these stone swords, and of course they are only going to go down into the trash. Okay, I don't need to do anything else. No, that's going to need to wait for a little while, and lots of loot there to pick up. Anyway, while that's happening, we can go and quickly check to see how many, if I've got any wither skeleton skulls, and we're also going to need some of that wither dust. So wither dust we should be able to make. And I've got 3 wither skeleton skulls, so that's going to be enough to demonstrate. Wither dust is going to be useful because the block that I replaced those dark steel bars with is called Lonsdaleite? Yeah, Lonsdaleite, witherproof. Okay, and it doesn't need any obsidian, so you don't have to go and get any of that. But it does need a couple of other things. Just be aware that when you put this down, one, it's really hard to break it again. But when that happens, it doesn't give you Lonsdaleite back. It gives you sort of, it's like a dust version. And can I actually see? No, I can't really show you it, but it is almost like a withered dust variant that comes back. And that's not so good. So, you know, put it down where you want it rather than anything else. That Lonsdaleite can take a little bit of time. Why are you not crafting it? Lonsdale. Oh, it's already done. Yeah, it's just done in the background. Okay, so now we can go over to our wither area, and I can, first of all, get this sorted. So up here, I've got a hole in the top still, just because I want to pop down in here and get rid of this wither builder, because we're going to build it one further down. Okay, and we're going to place it straight back down again. It shouldn't matter where you place this as such, because it always orients where it builds the wither the same direction, the same north, south, east, west direction. So show working area. you can see it's inside the cage still. And in fact, my cage is even one too tall, so I could save some of this Lonsdaleite from being made if I had thought about it ahead of time. But that's fine. And then we can put down our Lonsdaleite. That closes this chamber entirely. And then we can do the same thing here. There's a crusher here, and that is outside the area as well. This is range 3, so that includes the inside. Which means that we should be safe at this particular point from wither explosions. And other than that, we you know, obviously going to pump out whatever essence we get out of this. And otherwise, yeah, we should be fine. We should see our materials in here, at which point we can go and basically dump it straight into our system. So I have some item conduit and stuff like that. So I'm just going to put that here. Okay, and put this on top. I'm not going to turn it on just yet. I just want to see the actual stuff here first. Give me that. Always active extract, but it's not inserting anywhere, so it won't go anywhere just yet. Yep, that's right. Okay, so we're now ready to go and test this out. Make sure this is working as expected for soul sand. 3 wither skeleton skulls, and that should start building in just a minute once it pipes through. Oh, hang on, I may need to go underneath. Yeah, because remember I moved the wither builder. Yeah, you also need to make sure that you when you do that, you reset up your ender IO. Okay, cool. I need my ether wrench for this. Oh, just dig down one, I suppose. Yeah, there we go. So insert needs to be turned on, and otherwise it's all fine. We can just place a block down there if we want to, or not even worry about it. I'll just place some, let's put some light down there and some smooth sandstone. Okay, so now you should work. Yep, there it goes. So there's the wither. It's going to, there's no way for it to escape. There's no holes in this, so hopefully none of my infrastructure should disappear. And once it explodes, okay, it took it 2 pulses, but it did actually kill everything. And that, I would have hoped, would have given me loot. It doesn't appear to have, which is annoying. Yeah. So maybe we are going to need some sort of way of pulling loot out of there. I was really hoping that that was actually going to appear in the crusher. Okay, so I guess I've got to think of another way around that. We can just leave a space open at the top and put something there. That may work, and it may not cause explosions to destructively break everything, but hey, I guess we can just knock this block back out. And let's just go and see what if our loot's still in there and everything else. So if I just dig through this, I'll bring you back after cutting you forwards. I did say it was hard to break, and there's our loot. Yeah, so even though the crusher works through the wall, it certainly is not going to pull the stuff through the wall. We're going to need another solution for that. Yeah, I'll go and take a look myself, but for the meantime, there's not much I can do without that. Well, we could put a vacuum hopper up here. Oh, and that's the stuff. Wither ash. There we go, from quark. Is there anything I can do with wither ash? Wither ash? Well, I can make more of it back into Lonsdaleite. But it still needs black quartz, it still needs black iron ingots, which I've got the system to actually make. The black iron ingots are Invar, lots of it, and tough alloy, and the tough alloy is like ferroboron. So yeah, ferroboron and nickel, and lithium. So that all needs doing. Otherwise than this is a perfect wither killing machine apart from grabbing the loot. Let me go and see if there's anything that can pull through walls. So my first thought here is to get the item collectors or advanced item collectors from random things, which generally can work. And the advanced item collector, I'm not sure what the difference is. I think that just gives you more configurability. But both of those are easy enough recipes. We are going to need a hopper, and we'll get one crafted. Okay, and I think that was going to work. Yeah, to test that out, I'm going to need a chest or something, just a temporary one, before I go out there. So one regular chest will do. And my item collector should be ready to go. Item collector. There There we go. Well, let's just go straight for the advanced one. Let's not mess around. Okay, and that should be ready to go. I'm going to sleep through and then we'll set it up. Okay, so we're out here. It is going to go onto directly onto this ender chest eventually, but for the moment, I'm just going to put it onto regular chest. So, in fact, let's just put the regular chest here. Shouldn't make much of a difference. And let's just dump the advanced item collector onto the side of it, or the top, the front, whichever, doesn't really matter. And there you can see, yeah, what should it actually pick up. Now, you can also configure a filter, but for the moment, it's just going to say X, Y, Z. I'm going to just basically increase that. 6, 6, and 6, X, Y, and Z. So Y, obviously, that was going down far enough. X is going to go far enough as well. And yeah, so that's going to be just fine, I think. And let's actually just do this again. So I'm going to need another piece of Lonsdaleite. And to do that, let's get back to the pyramid and get one configured. Lonsdaleite. Yeah, make me one, please. Hopefully you should have enough materials for that. And how is our farm doing? I think I've just turned it off, but we have got like 14 more wither skulls, so it's useful to actually test this out with a few of them. Okay, and we want some soul sand too. I have lots of soul sand, it seems. Okay, and that's everything. So where's our Lonsdaleite? There it is. And to the wither. Okay, so now I should be able to just close this back in again. Hopefully I don't have to break that again. And we're okay to go. So one of you, and stand back. There's the wither. And explosion. Explosion. Come on. There we go. And it should die in a second. There it goes. And our stuff should be in this chest. It is. Oh, that's so nice. So, 1, I can take that out. 2, I can break this. And just put it straight back on to our existing ender chest. That's the ender tether. I don't want that. Where's my... Ah, there it is. So you can just go on here. And this, I'm just going to set up to maximum. And it should be able to pick up anything we put in there. Let's see how that actually copes with multiple. So yeah, here's something. So 64 soul sand and 12. So that should be enough for 4 withers. And you'll see this all spawn. It basically will build them on top of each other. So they will spawn concurrently, and they will basically need killing. So there's 1. There's 2. Yeah, that sounded like something was breaking. But no, it all seems fine. And indeed, we don't even need that anymore because our advanced item collector will pick everything up. And indeed is a much better version than the vacuum hoppers I've been using. So I think we're going to switch over to using that from the vacuum hoppers entirely. There is some sultan in here for some reason. So maybe we better put that item conduit back just in case. But otherwise, no, that should be 4 withers in our system. Let's go and take a look. There is withers. Nether stars. Yeah, I've got 9 so far, so that's the result of my manual testing. Now I could filter, with the skeleton skulls straight to that system. I could also work on some other things like that. Not sure how many we're going to need late game. For now, just a few to get us started would be good. We're also going to want supremium, probably supremium ingots at some point, which is going to need us to craft all the way through the other ingots. So that's not immediately accessible. Is there anything I can do with the supremium other than just craft it down? I think I looked at this previously. I don't think... no, we actually need... Yeah, we need to actually craft it into other things. That's fine. I have some anyway, and we can craft down easily enough rather than crafting up from this. So, yeah, all of that's working. And I can just get rid of this vacuum hopper here now. And indeed... See, I can't just put it straight onto the ender chest because it will feed all those stone swords into the system. So it'll have to go on to another chest, which will be here or something like that. And then that will then feed out just like before, and then that won't have this thing in the wall. To be honest, though, it's still fine either way. It's going to work. Yeah, I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Let's just see how much essence have I got left. 118 buckets. So... 20 skulls came from about 300 buckets of essence. That's a bit terrible, to be honest. It'd be nice if we had something that beheads. I guess we could do something like, is it, let's have a look. Yeah, Killer Joe from Ender.io. I think you can give it an actual, a sword, and we could give it a beheading sword. But that would need you to basically push stuff towards it and have it then kill stuff with a beheading sword. And the beheading sword would have to be unbreakable, which is actually quite hard to do, because the beheading, you would normally use up about 4 or 5 modifiers to get a beheading. But if you also want unbreakable, you need about 4 or 5 modifiers. So you get the problem. You probably want it unbreakable and then level it up as much as you can, and then keep adding, you know, more beheading chance, if you like, onto it. Other than that, that's another option. I'm not going to do it, but if you want to do that for yourself, you're more than welcome to. So there we go, just a short episode today, because, well, it's New Year, so Happy New Year to you all. Second of all, everyone's back to work, or school if you're, I suppose, if you're still at school. So yeah, you may have a few commitments in your diary. So yeah, this is going to be a bit short on time, but everything is working as I expected to, and will work automatically. Basically, all we need to do at this point is just make it available to one. I should guess I could just go over and did I remember to claim the chunks? I don't think I did. No, I didn't. So we can just basically claim both of those and chunk load them. And at that point, you can replace this with a different channel ender chest. And as soon as you do that, this will all work remotely. You don't need to be here anymore. All your essence will be pulled out with that additional item conduit. Occasionally, you will also have that all running. This will work during the day, and otherwise be fine. So yeah, it's near this village. I'm sure the village will be fine if we get with us. But yeah, no problem. That's all going to work. So yeah, I just need to make 2 more ender chests, which reminds me, the ender chests themselves, not enough experience. I forgot about that. 2 minutes. As I was saying before, my experience run out. Yeah. We can get blaze rods via just killing blazes. Of course, I only have a certain amount of blaze powder. You can compact that up in a compactor from thermal expansion. That will work perfectly well and produce you enough stuff to get you on with. However, if you do that, I guess we have no real farm for blazes at the moment. We may need to put another farm to get down in the nether. What do you guys comment down below if you've particularly farmed blazes before? What the best options there. I'm not sure if they'll actually spawn in the overworld, even via mob duplicator. I'll certainly try it, and if that works, cool. If not, then we may need to do some kind of blaze farm for both, well, not blaze farm, but nether farm for blazes, for ghasts, stuff like that. And pretty much just those 2, I think. Anyway, I'll let you go now. Thanks very much for watching, as always. Have a happy new year, and we will see you next time for some more Enigmatica 2 Expert Mode.